In the process of me actually leveling up in this particular reality to becoming my best and higher self, I tried to film the process that I have been following to actually leveling up in this particular reality. Now, the first video I uploaded on my level up video, which is the part one, that particular video is the introduction to leveling up. That's my introduction to leveling up. On that video, I talked about the three requirements in actually leveling up in this particular life. To properly level up, there are three requirements that I decided to write down for anybody that wants to level up. And these three requirements is: one, you need to be self-aware. Okay, there is no leveling up in this particular reality without being self-aware. You cannot make decisions, you cannot make choices if you are not self-aware. Okay, so that's my number one requirement. And the number two requirement I talked about is setting actionable goals. Okay, so once you become self-aware, now you can make decisions, now you can make choices, and now you can choose the goals that you want to achieve, and that is setting the actionable goals. And once you have your goals, then continuous effort, which is the number three. So you become self-aware, you set actionable goals, and you continuously work towards those goals. Now, those are the three requirements that I talked about on the first video, which is the introduction video. And I am going to recommend that you go watch it. Okay, there is no watching this video without that one. This is the part two. On that particular video, I went ahead to explain why being self-aware is the most important component in leveling up, like the most important in those requirements that I have mentioned. I talked about how being self-aware is the most important, and you should already know why it is important, because you cannot set goals, you cannot consistently work on those goals when you don't know who you are. Focusing mainly on self-awareness, I tried to explain how 85% of people that are alive right now are not self-aware, and how not being self-aware can affect their choices and decisions in life. And so to become self-aware, you have to deconstruct everything that you think you know. You have to deconstruct your beliefs. You have to deconstruct your emotional conviction. You have to deconstruct your emotional attachment. You have to deconstruct your motivation. You have to deconstruct your identity. You have to deconstruct your attention. And you also have to deconstruct your thoughts. That is very important. Now, these are the things that you need to deconstruct, in your process of becoming self-aware. These are the things you need to sit down, analyze them separately, understand why you have these things, why you identify with these things, why you have emotional attachment to, all these things that you think you know about yourself, about people, about things. Sit down, analyze it, and this is going to help you become self-aware. Okay, so I talked about all this whole thing. This is like I'm trying to give you a summary of the first video, the introduction video, and I just recommend you go watch it before you sit down to watch this video. Okay, this is the continuation. Now, all these things that I have mentioned need to be deconstructed, okay, and forgotten, especially if none of it is serving you. If your beliefs does not serve you, it is controlling you. If your thoughts, the thoughts you're having daily, does not serve you, it is controlling you. If your emotional attachment is not serving you, it is there to control you. So you need to deconstruct these things and forget them, because if they are not serving you, they are controlling you. And that is the summary from my first level up video, the introduction video. I have been itching. My body has been itching me to talk about the views and the roles of the girl child. The expectation that they have on the female child. My body has been itching me to talk about it. So on this particular video, we are going to be deconstructing the view and the role of the girl child, which are the expectation of the female, the women expectation in this particular reality. We are going to be deconstructing it together. I have my notes, very important. Now, to deconstruct the view and the role of the female expectation in this particular reality, it is very, very important that we talk about these three elements: cultural elements, social element, and historical element. Now, these three elements have shaped the roles and behavior assigned to women. Some of the expectations have actually evolved. Some of the expectations that were assigned or the roles that were assigned to women have actually evolved. In this particular generation today, you can see that women are actually going into the workforce. A lot of women are in the workforce. A lot of women are in politics. A lot of women are doing things that they were not doing before. And yeah, some of these expectations have evolved. Why some have still persisted, like some are still persisting, some have chosen not to involve. And in many forms, these things are leading to either women being empowered or being limited. Let's start with the historical roots. Historically, society expectation on women were tied to domesticity, motherhood, and caregiving. All these are actually rooted in a patriarchy system. This is a man's world. You know the song? It is a man's world, and it will be nothing, nothing without a woman or girl. So it's like they created a word, a construct, because this word is a construct. They created a construct, they created a word, and this word was designed for men, or that is what they want us to think. They want us to think that this word was actually designed for men, and we women are second-hand citizens. Like, it is a man's word, and we are just here to serve them. We're just here to submit to them. We're just here to do whatever they tell us to do. And yeah, that is what this historical roots is telling us. It's telling us that the expectation that women have were assigned to them to just play some certain roles that limit them, that doesn't give them access to so many other things, just roles that keep them at home, just caregivers, family roles, and nothing apart from those things. And all these things are only happening in a patriarchal world, which is the world that we live in, or which is the world that they want us to think we live in. Now, this patriarchal system is where a woman's primary value is only seen in their roles within the family, restricting women to a life without freedom and opportunities, no access to education. Now, if you really know, especially with the millennials, I don't know about your generation, but I know that growing up, a lot of the women that I was seeing around me, that's my mother's generation, they didn't really have access to education. Although they did have access to education, but their parents, especially their dad, their parents chose not to really focus on training the female child. They were focusing mainly on training the male child. So, if you really know, you know that women before were restricted, like they did not have access to education. And you see parents only focusing on training their sons, to go to school, to become outspoken, to be confident, to be all these things, to have access to so many other things. And why the women were trained to manage homes, to become caregiver, to submit to their husband, to practically grooming a woman to be a man's property. And like I said, if you know, you know. Now, because women did not have access to education, these roles made them to be limited a lot, and they did not have like intellectual development. Women roles as caregivers or homemakers meant that they were largely financially dependent on men. No legal rights to properties, no income, no wages. This made women vulnerable to poverty, made them vulnerable to exploitation, and also made them vulnerable to abuse. Now, this I can talk about because I grew up in a system or in a world where I actually thought that it was going to be like, I didn't know that the world was going to evolve because of how limited my mind was. And that was what the system wanted. The system wanted me to believe that I was limited because I was a woman. I came into this world as a woman. And because I came into this particular world as a woman, I was limited to so many things. So then women hardly have access to income. They were always financially dependent on men, okay? And because they were financially dependent on men, it made them a liability to men, because when someone is taking care of you, like financially giving you money, paying your bills, doing all those things, they have rights to do so many other things. Like they can do anything to you and you wouldn't be able to go to anywhere, like you wouldn't. And then back then you see other women advising you not to go anywhere when your husband is abusing you emotionally, physically. You see people telling you to enjoy it. Like, where would you go to? And that's true. Where would you go to? Because your parents will not even accept you because they've sold you out to a man. And all these extra things. I don't want this video to be sad, but yeah, we're actually trying to deconstruct the roles and the views on the girl child, that's the female expectation. And these are some of the things that we had to endure. Now, in many cultures, even up to date, only men were expected to lead in public space. The workforce, men. The decision making, men. And women were just limited to private home-based duties. So men were the only one that had the right to make decisions. So a man can actually make decisions for a woman, tell them what to do, what to eat, when to sleep, how to act, how to behave. And because of how limited our duties were, or the roles that were assigned to us, we are taught to endure these things. Thank God that the world has evolved. Thank God that we're living in a world where women are actually coming out and having more freedom and more opportunities to partake in these things. Because I know there are few, right now that I'm talking to you, that I'm making this particular video, there are few female presidents out there, and I'm fucking proud to be alive to witness this. I never knew that this was going to happen, and I'm happy that this is happening. As I'm talking to you, there are women in the political environment. Women are partaking in decision making right now. The workforce are being dominated by women, and I love it. I love the fact that we have the opportunity to partake in these things, even though I still read and hear that women are not being paid the same amount that men are being paid, because this it's gradually evolving. But I am happy that at least we are being accommodated. Like now they are trying to accommodate us into this particular spaces. They are accommodating us. The workforce is hiring more women, and women are making more decisions. Women are being involved in making more decisions in life. Happy that the world is evolving, and I know that in the next 5 to 10 years it's going to be better than this. The second thing that I want to talk about after the historical roots is the feminine ideal. The ideal woman has often been painted to be nurturing, accepting, sacrificing, submissive. And this is one of the roles that were assigned to us. And they made us believe that we have to be this thing to be the ideal woman. So you see, when a man is looking for a wife, he's always looking for someone that is nurturing, someone that can take his bullshit and shut the fuck up. Someone that is willing to sacrifice their happiness for theirs, someone that is willing to sacrifice their career goals, their dreams, their visions for theirs, someone that is willing to submit to whatever bullshit, even though he does not know his left from right. A man is always expecting that a woman plays this role in their life, because these are the roles that has been assigned to us. Now, why I am actually talking about this thing in my level up video is that I want women to understand the power that they have in this particular reality. I want the girl child, anybody watching me right now, younger, older, as you are seeing this particular video, I want you to be able to phantom, or I want your mind to be able to expand and receive this unlimited mindset that I'm trying to share with you. I want you to understand that before you can actually truly level up, you should know what you are about to level up to. You should know that you can be able to level up to unlimited. When I mean unlimited, all these roles that I have talked about, that I am trying to deconstruct with you, were assigned to us. Now, these are not the roles that we are meant to play. We have the ability to play bigger roles. We have the ability to play the bigger roles. Okay, this is not just the man's word, this is also our word. Okay, we're not second-hand citizens, we are first hand, just the same way the men have the rights. That's the same way we have the right. So I want us to be able to understand these things together. I want us to also understand that for us to really level up, let us know that we can level up to become the it girl, to become that girl. Okay, let us not limit the heights that we can reach. Let us understand that there is no limit to what we can be. There is no limit to how we can actually truly level up in this particular reality. We can be anything that we want to be. We have the access, we have the power, we have the opportunity, we have everything that we need to be that girl, to be the it girl, to be whatever it is that we want to be. That's why I am talking about this in my part two, leveling up. So let's move on. Now, culture, media, religion have long portrayed women to be either pure or a temptress, creating a contrast because saying women are pure and then saying women are temptress, it's two separate things. And this particular contrast has enforced strict behavioral code. This particular behavioral code is something that we are actually facing right now, and they limit us to what we can wear, what we can do, what we can say, how we can behave. You know, they tell you that this is how a woman is meant to behave in public. They tell you that this is what a woman is supposed to wear or how she's supposed to look in public. You know, all these things, all this ideal woman, they're all constructs, they're all lies and illusions created, you know, for them to be able to like limit the freedom of the girl child, limit the freedom of women. Beauty and physical appearance. Let's talk about beauty and physical appearance. One of the most widely spread expectation of a woman revolves around her appearance, her physical appearance. Society has long emphasized that a woman must be beautiful, she must be thin and youthful. Now let's take that thing away because now they create different standard for women because of how they've been able to manage or manipulate the behavior of women. They have been able to like every 5 years or every, let's say, 3 years, they bring out a particular standard and they say women must become that, and that is why you see different girls changing their body almost like every 5 years or every 2 years or every 3 years, because this year the trend is slim thick, women become slim thick. You see women rushing to become slim thick. Next 3 years it is fat chubby. You see women eating to become fat chubby because they are chasing this particular standard that has been created by the society. Now society always focus on the appearance of the woman, like always make the woman just conform to whatever the trend is at that moment. If it's slim, flat tummy, slim face, you see society forcing women, pressuring them into, and this thing are done subconsciously, and most women don't know this. That is why you see most women, they say they do these things because they are doing it for their confidence, they are doing it, no, they are doing it because they want the society to accept them, and they don't know this because it is something that has been done subconsciously, and it has been done over time, generation upon generation upon generation. It has traveled through bloodline, it has traveled through DNA, it has traveled through, like, it has been traveling through, you know, different routes, and yeah, women just keep going along with these things. This particular physical appearance that has been forced by the society on women has led to a lot of women having body issues, but like body image issues, and the preoccupation of conforming to idealized standard. See the way that Africans are trying to change their skin to look like the Europeans, the Westerners. This is because of what the roles and the views that has been assigned to the girl child. Now, the women are easily manipulated and easily influenced because over time, women has been told what to do, how to dress, how to behave, how to talk. And, you know, when women have evolved into the point where they want to belong, they want to like have more freedom, they have made them understand that they have to look a certain way, they have to portray a certain kind of beauty for them to be accepted by the community or the society. That is why they're able to manipulate how Africans, see how our girls are easily manipulated and influenced. You see them go to change their skin from being black to being fair, yellow, white, whatever color, because this is something that has been done to their subconscious mind, and they feel like the only way for them to be accepted and for them to be recognized by people or by society is when they look a certain way. And that is why easily you see the young girls go to bleach their skin, go to enhance their body, go to change their cheekbones, their lips. They don't know why they are doing this. They don't even know the result of what they are doing. They don't even know what is behind the emotions why they are doing these things. And that is why I am talking about this on the level up video, because most people will say they want to level up, and their next route or their next move to leveling up is going to change their skin color, going to enhance their body, and to them that is leveling up. Now, I talked about this on my introduction video, and I knew that I was going to take my time to break this down. Now, leveling up and thinking that changing your skin or changing your appearance is how you actually really level up in this particular reality is the wrongest way to level up, because actually leveling up is, like I said, becoming self-aware, becoming more into like your roots, like more into yourself, like internally knowing who the fuck you are, internally knowing the energy that you possess, the being, like the God that lives within you. And when I say God, I mean that you are the creator of your reality, like you are in charge of your reality. Now, you don't need to be accepted by anybody, you don't need to be recognized, or you don't need to belong to any particular society for you to be successful in this particular reality. All you need to do is know yourself and own your power. Okay, own it, girl, because that is how you really level up in this particular reality. And that is why I'm talking about this. That's why I'm saying that, is it the beauty standard that the society has enforced, or they are always trying to put in our face? These society standards are constructs that are all illusions and lies. And changing your skin color cannot change who you are inside. Okay? The only way you can change who you are physically is when you change who you are inside. Okay? When you actually do the work inside, deconstruct these things that you think are what makes people successful in this reality. Deconstruct these things, these beliefs. Because, girl, you can change your physical appearance, but you cannot change the fucking insecure girl inside. You can change your body, how your body looks, but you cannot change the fact that you are broken inside, and you have been broken inside. Something has been done to you continuously, and this has been passed down generation to generation to generation before it even got to you. So if you are not doing the work inside and you're doing the work outside, then whatever you're doing is bullshit. Like I said in my first video, it is adding bullshit on bullshit, because yeah, it doesn't work. I'm not even just talking about African, I'm just talking about, in general. You can be any race and watch this video and understand the fact that you do not need to change your physical appearance when it comes to leveling up. That is what I'm trying to say. Okay? Don't let these people keep controlling you. Like I said, if these things are not serving you, they are there to control you. Because every 2 years that they bring another trend and they say, okay, the one that is trending right now is a girl with one hand, are you going to cut your hand? Girls are doing so many things, oh my fucking god. And this is what they wanted, this is what the system wanted, this patriarchy system. This is what they wanted, to be able to control and manipulate who you become, and they're doing it, and they're doing it well. The next is gendered emotional labor. Women are expected to manage their emotions, maintain their relationship, and continuously provide care even when she has been maltreated over and over again. Society expects her to suppress her emotions, bear it, shut the fuck up, and just obey. So this particular deconstruction is something that has bothered me a lot and a lot of times. Like I said, this particular video is something that has been itching me to talk about for so long. Okay, a man and a woman go into a relationship together, and the man is consistently being an asshole. The man is consistently maltreating this woman, and society keeps telling her to shut the fuck up and bear it, because you're a woman. This is what is expected of you. This is what you are. You were. It is part of who you are. And you see a lot of women go along with these things, staying in an abusive relationship, not being able to live or being able to even talk about it with the next person, because like I said, society expects us to maintain this relationship even when we are being maltreated. Thank God for the fact that the present generation is not even taking bullshit, because all these things I'm saying, a lot of these things I'm saying right now, some of these views and rules were largely practiced in the old days, where our parents, especially the millennials, our parents were the ones, tolerating this thing. I've seen my mom, I've seen her friends, I've seen a whole lot of women tolerate this bullshit from their men. Until today, as I'm talking to you, most of them are still in this relationship. Most of them are still in the relationship 30 years, 40 years. These men go out, maltreat these women, treat them anyhow, talk to them anyhow, emotionally abuse them, treat them like, like they're shit. And they keep maintaining this relationship, they keep submitting to the same man, serving him like he's a king. And they've done this over and over and over again, that I feel like the present generation is not taking that bullshit. And I've heard most men say that they miss the old days when women, were these things, where women were, the shut the fuck up women. I've seen present men say it, because they knew how easy they were getting it. They knew how the world was actually favoring them more. But because of the present generation, women have refused to tolerate these things. You see these men say, I wish, this present generation were like our mom. We are not like your mom, and we're not going to be. And the years that is to come, it's going to even get better for us. Anyways, now this is one of the roles that were assigned to us, for us to shut fuck up, tolerate every maltreatment that comes from either our husbands, boyfriends, our brothers, our fathers, for us to, just suppress these emotions. And the downside to this suppression of emotion is that most women now end up killing their husbands. Most women now end up killing their fathers. Most women now end up killing. Like I've heard a lot of times where they say women do this. A woman killed her husband because of the suppressed emotion. Now men don't know this. I know. No, let me not say men don't know this, because I know men know this. Society know this. But I don't know what they are trying to play at. When somebody suppresses their emotion for so long, there is so much a person can take. Okay, we are all human beings. There is so much somebody can take in this particular reality. In this particular life, there is so much somebody can take. So the more somebody suppresses their emotion, the more lunatic they become. The more lunatic they become. But moving on. The last thing I want to talk about now is the sexual expectation. I am not my hair. I am not this face. I am the soul that lives within. I am not my hair. I am not this. I don't even know if I'm singing the song right. I am not my hair. I am not the skin. I am the soul. You see the sexual expectation that they have on women, where you see a man say, I want a girl that is crazy, but then not too crazy. Crazy enough that I can handle her. Men always expect women to be, this crazy but not too crazy, sexual but not too sexual, attractive but not too attractive. When you dress a certain kind of way, a man meets you dressing a certain kind of way, appealing and attractive to him, and when he gets you and start dating you, or when he marries you, he starts to want to change you. He starts working towards changing you, telling you that you dress too provocative, but you get my gist. So this sexual expectation that men have on us, where they expect us to look a certain way, and just look a certain way but not too much, something that I can handle, be a certain way but not too much, something I can handle, and how they judge women by their appearance, telling you that, see, you see why these things are selling, hair, nails, makeup. You know why they are selling? They are selling because this is what men want. Because men are they're like a more physical being. They walk by what they see, not like we that walk by what we hear. And women, they walk by what they see. They get attracted to a woman by what they see. So they expect you to dress a certain way, to wear your hair in a certain way, to dress in a certain way. And let me talk about my Africans again, like my African women. Now, because of what the society has enforced or what they keep enforcing on us, you see women not being proud of their natural hair. You see women, and as I'm saying this, I remember that I watched a video where an African pastor, a pastoress, or how do they call it, like a female pastor, how do they call it? I don't know, but she was preaching on an altar and she was advising women to always buy hair, that artificial hair, to always wear makeup, to always look a certain kind of way because of, to be able to appeal her man, to be able to keep her man. To, and these teachings are wrong. I was very shocked that somebody that is religious and a religious leader that have people looking up to her will come on the altar and preach these certain things to her fellow woman, making her insecure about her natural hair that has been gifted to her by God. Now, you see this hair that we have, like our natural hair, this is something that they've made us feel so insecure about, and now the market is actually booming for the people making the straight hair. And not just the hair, I've talked about the body bleaching, I've talked about the clothes, that's the outfits that we wear. They have been able to control this narrative for so long that we women don't even know who is actually controlling the narrative anymore. We just follow whatever it is that they tell us to do. Like this year, they say this is what is trending, and you see women being influenced by it, and you see women, trying very hard, working their ass off just to buy these things, to get these things, to look this way. And these things are illusions, are lies, these things are constructs. And if you're working on actually really leveling up, I want you to focus on the main work and forget these things, okay? I want you to want to level up and really understand what you're actually doing in this life. That is why I talked about self-awareness. I want you to want to level up and understand that the world that you live in is just a construct, is an illusion, and that you have the power to create the kind of world that you want. You have the power to create your narrative in life. You have the power to create, see, whatever it is that you want to be, or whoever it is that you want to be, your higher self, your best self. I want you to realize that you don't even have to walk from the construct that has been created by this system, this world. You can create your construct. So you shouldn't be working much on the physical things. You shouldn't be saying I want to level up and you're bothered or worrying about how to get money, to get, to change your wardrobe, to get these things, because these are the things that are going to really show that you have leveled up. No, these are not the things that will show that you are leveled up, that you are leveling up in life. These are not the things to actually really prove that you're actually leveling up in life. If you want to know what will prove that you're leveling up, try to get to know yourself, try to understand the world that you live in. That is how you truly level up. Once you're able to understand the world that you live in, once you're able to understand and deconstruct this world that you are living in, then your leveling up has begun. Then the process of you actually leveling up has begun, because now you can begin to see the freedom that you possess. Now you can begin to see the opportunities that you have in this life. Now you can begin to see the different version of yourself that exists. And you can now consciously, intentionally make a choice of who you really want to be, without these external things affecting or influencing your decision in life. You can actually really step up to who you really want to be internally, and watch the world bow to your feet. Watch them come crawling to your feet. Okay, in conclusion, the view and the role being assigned to women, that is the expectation, is complex, shaped by centuries of cultural, social, and historical norms. Today, women have more opportunities than ever before, but many traditional expectations still persist. Deconstructing this view requires self-awareness and also advocating for individual choice, while we all strive for a society that accepts and value women more. So to truly level up, you have to deconstruct this view. Once you deconstruct this view and you become self-aware, then start by advocating for your own personal choice, for your own individual choice, for your own freedom individually. Advocate for your own, work towards having your own personal freedom. And from there, we can all come together and work for a society that value us more, that that gives us the same freedom that it has been given to men from the beginning of time. I don't know if this has been happening from the beginning of time, but from centuries, and it has been happening for centuries. So we can start to take back the powers that has been taken from us. And this is the conclusion to my part 2 on leveling up. Okay, so there's going to be more leveling up. Of course, it's a series, and today we talked about deconstructing the view and the role of the girl child. The next video might be deconstructing the belief system, like the belief system that we have. We're going to be deconstructing this belief system. I think I want to focus on religion. I want to talk really more on the religion, the positive aspect of religion and the negative aspect of religion. I think that's what I'll be talking about next. I don't know. But when you see my next leveling up, just expect that we're going to be deconstructing something, okay? Because we have to make this world that we live in more of what we want than more of what they think or they tell us that we want, okay? We have to make sure that we get all the freedom that we deserve in this particular reality. And that is how me and you level up, okay? Thank you for watching. I hope this video was interesting to somebody out there and more of educating than interesting. So I hope this video was educating and eye-opening to somebody out there. I'll be seeing you on my next video. Stay tuned. Bye.